The sun rises, bringing quiet with it. An alarm clock breaks the silence. In that brief space before thoughts rush in, before the world asks anything of you, you possess complete possibility in this very instant. You can either allow this day to unfold around you, or you can grasp it firmly and shape it to your will. A famous Roman leader understood this internal struggle well. As both a military commander and a thinker, he experienced mornings much like your own. In his personal writings, he noted, "When dawn comes and you struggle to rise, remind yourself you are rising to fulfill your human purpose, not as someone enslaved by ease, not as someone defeated by a situation, but as a person who selects fortitude over frailty, direction over aimlessness." Consider this: your mentality can become your greatest asset or your heaviest burden. That determination is formed within the initial half hour after you awaken. Many individuals relinquish their personal authority before their first meal. They reach for their device, they browse endlessly, they permit worry, comparison, and disorder to overwhelm their awareness. By the time they understand what has occurred, the day already commands them. But this does not have to be you. Not on this day. Not ever again. A certain school of thought cuts through confusion with one piercing realization. You cannot command everything around you, but you can command your reaction to it. That command starts the moment your eyes open. It starts when you determine that this morning, this one unique and irreplaceable morning, will not be lost to unconscious routine. An ancient philosopher cautioned that we often anguish more in our minds than in actual events. Cease the anguish. Stop picturing everything that could go badly. Stop practicing defeat in your thoughts. Begin directing your morning instead. Each new day is a fresh beginning, another opportunity, a clean start offered to you by existence itself. You don't have to be flawless. You don't have to have your whole path mapped out. You simply need to succeed in the next hour. Because when you succeed in your morning, you generate forward motion. And forward motion is crucial. It distinguishes those who discuss transformation from those who embody it. Right now, we are exploring 10 practices from an ancient philosophy that will revolutionize how you begin your day. Not abstract ideas, not intellectual exercises for appearing knowledgeable. Authentic methods you can employ each morning to train your mind, recover your vitality, and move through your hours like someone who commands them. These are not superficial fixes. These are principles tested in real struggles that aided historical figures, leaders, and thinkers to endure turmoil and construct remarkable lives. And I request something from you at this moment. Press that like button. Not eventually, now. Leave a comment stating you are prepared to transform your mornings. Send this to one individual who requires this message. Join this channel because we are forming a collective of people who choose not to exist on autopilot. And do not skip any portion of this content. Every segment is important. Every method reinforces the next. The person you will become is observing. Make that person proud. If you are prepared to command your mornings, type this in the comments immediately. I awaken with intention. First principle. This day belongs to you. Ensure it has significance. Each morning, you receive 24 untouched hours. Nobody can remove them from you. Nobody can utilize them for you. They are yours. But here is the reality. They vanish whether you employ them or not. This philosophy referred to this as remembering our finite nature, not to create sorrow, but to create alertness. A philosopher wrote that the issue is not that our lives are short, but that we squander much of them. Reflect on that. We behave as if we have unlimited time, but we do not. And the mornings we discard, we never recover them. When you awaken, your initial thought is significant. Most people wake contemplating what they failed to complete the prior day or what could go badly today. That is a strategy for defeat. Instead, Commence with a straightforward statement. This day is mine. I command it. I will not move through it passively. This is not conceit. It is accountability. It is choosing not to be an observer in your own existence. The instant you accept accountability for your day, you reclaim your authority. This philosophy held that each day represented a miniature version of a complete life. How you live today is how you live your existence. If you squander today, you are practicing squandering your life. If you respect today, you are practicing a life of purpose. Therefore, when your alarm sounds, do not delay. Do not look at your device. Do not browse. Sit upright. Inhale deeply, and remind yourself that this specific day will never return. It is not a trial run. It is the actual event. Another philosopher stated that liberty is the only objective worth pursuing in life. It is achieved by ignoring matters outside our command. What is outside your command? The past, the future, the views of others. What is within your command at this moment, this instant, this decision? You cannot command the weather, but you can command whether you protest about it or prepare for it. You cannot command if someone is discourteous, but you can command whether you permit it to destroy your tranquility. Making today significant does not mean you must achieve monumental feats. It means you arrive with a deliberate purpose. It means you proceed through your day with consciousness, not autopilot. It means you ask yourself, am I utilizing my time, or is my time utilizing me? When you begin treating each day like the present it is, everything transforms. You stop delaying. You stop anticipating the ideal circumstance. You stop existing in your thoughts and start existing in your reality. This day is yours. Do not waste it. Do not preserve it. Live it. State your declaration below. Comment, I command my day. Second principle, your thoughts form your day. A famous emperor once remarked that the contentment of your existence relies on the standard of your thoughts. Not your situation, not your finances, not the climate, or the congestion, or what someone expressed to you. Your thoughts. And the struggle for your day is won or lost in your mind before you ever leave your bed. If you wake thinking, I do not wish to do this, then you will not. If you wake thinking, I cannot manage this, then you likely will not. But if you wake thinking, I select how I answer today, everything alters. Your mind is your most potent instrument, but most individuals never train it. They permit thoughts to roam freely like uncontrolled animals, pulling them in all directions. This philosophy comprehended that training starts with consciousness. You must capture your thoughts before they capture you. When a harmful thought emerges, this is too difficult, I am not adequate, what is the purpose? Do not let it remain. Interrogate it, contest it. Ask yourself, is this thought assisting me or harming me? Is it accurate, or is it merely apprehension speaking? A philosopher cautioned that we often anguish more in imagination than in actuality. Consider how frequently you have been anxious about something that never occurred. How many hours have you lost, rehashing discussions that are finished? How many mornings have you commenced in a psychological cage of your own making? These thinkers practiced envisioning potential challenges, so they were ready, not immobilized. But they did not remain there. They utilized it to construct resilience. Then they advanced with clearness. Each morning, you get to select the perspective you view through. You can concentrate on what is incorrect, or you can concentrate on what is achievable. You can replay the errors of yesterday, or you can gain knowledge from them and release them. This is not artificial optimism. This is deliberate cognition. It is refusing to let your mind intimidate you into a difficult day before it even starts. When you wake, take 60 seconds, merely 60, and establish your mental course. State to yourself, I will not be governed by apprehension today. I will not be responsive. I will be considerate. I will be resilient. The standard of your thoughts decides the standard of your actions, and the standard of your actions decides the standard of your life. Is it that straightforward? If you think limited, you will act limited. If you think you are defeated, you will act defeated. But if you think with purpose, with bravery, with training, you will act that way too. Your thoughts are not accidental. They are seeds. And every morning you are cultivating a garden. Cultivate intelligently. Demonstrate your dedication. Write in the comments, I select my thoughts. Third principle, release the previous day. One of the most potent teachings from this philosophy is this: you cannot alter what has already happened, not one instant of it, not one word, not one error. And yet numerous of us bring yesterday into today like a weighty load we decline to set down. We wake contemplating what we ought to have expressed, what we ought to have done, who we ought to have been. And while we are trapped in yesterday, today escapes. An emperor wrote that we should restrict ourselves to the current moment, not because the past is irrelevant, but because holding on to it steals your authority. Every morning is a new beginning. It is a chance to start anew, to release what did not succeed, and to advance without the load of remorse. This does not mean you disregard your errors. These thinkers valued reflection greatly. They believed in examining your day, learning from it, and enhancing. But there is a distinction between learning and lingering. Learning states, I perceive what I did incorrectly and I will improve. Lingering states, I cannot believe I did that. I am inadequate. I will never change. One moves you forward, the other keeps you stationary. A philosopher taught that we trouble ourselves through our own assessments. It is not the past that is injuring you. It is the narrative you are telling yourself about the past. Perhaps you were unsuccessful at something. Perhaps you injured someone. Perhaps you missed a chance. Acceptable, that occurred. But who states it must characterize you? Who states you cannot wake today and be distinct? These thinkers had faith in the potential of the present. They believed that every instant is a chance to practice integrity, to act with wisdom, to commence again. Releasing yesterday is not about pretending it did not occur. It is about refusing to let it command you. It is about acknowledging that you are not your most difficult moment. You are not your greatest error. You are someone who is able to develop, to transform, to appear improved today than you did yesterday. And that starts with a straightforward selection, to leave what is behind you where it belongs, behind you. When you wake tomorrow, ask yourself, am I carrying something I do not need to carry? If the response is affirmative, set it down. Pardon yourself, pardon others, not because they merit it, but because you merit peace. You merit moving through your day without pulling chains. The past is finished. Today is here, and you get to choose what you bring into it. Demonstrate you are ready to advance. Type, I release what I cannot alter. Fourth principle, command your mind initially. There is a purpose these thinkers spent so much time discussing the mind, because everything originates there. Your feelings, your behaviors, your outcomes, your whole existence. It all stems from what is occurring within your thoughts. A philosopher expressed it clearly. You possess authority over your mind, not external occurrences. Understand this, and you will discover strength. Most individuals spend their mornings responding. They wake, inspect their device, and instantly surrender their mental vitality. A notification, a communication, a news story, and suddenly they are no longer in command. Their mind are being drawn in multiple directions before they even rise from bed. Commanding your mind does not mean compelling yourself to think a specific way. It means being deliberate about where you position your focus. It means not permitting every transient thought to determine your disposition. These thinkers practiced selecting which thoughts to accept and which to reject. Not every thought that enters your mind merits your vitality. Some thoughts are merely interference. Some are former habits attempting to repeat, and you possess the authority to state, "No, I will not go there today." When you wake, your mind is at its most exposed. It is still partly asleep, still handling, dreams still unclear. And that is precisely when dread, uncertainty, and nervousness attempt to enter. They realize you are not completely alert yet. Therefore, they murmur things like, "You are not prepared," or "This will be challenging," or "Why even attempt?" And if you are not cautious, you will trust them. But here is the reality. Those thoughts are not you. They are merely a mental disturbance, and you do not have to follow them. These thinkers had faith in morning customs, not because they were superstitious, but because they realized the mind requires structure. Before you do anything else, assume command. Sit quietly for a moment. Breathe. Center yourself. Remind yourself of what is significant. Remind yourself of who you desire to be. This is not quiet sitting for the purpose of being tranquil. This is readiness. This is you taking the reins before the day attempts to unseat you. An emperor would wake and tell himself, "Today I will encounter individuals who are interfering, unappreciative, and egotistical." He was not being pessimistic. He was preparing his mind so nothing could surprise him. When you command your mind initially, everything else becomes simpler. You do not overreact. You do not spiral. You do not permit one difficult moment to damage the next 10. You move through your day with clearness, with intention, with authority. And that does not occur by chance. It occurs because you decided first thing in the morning that your mind belongs to you, and no one and nothing else gets to remove it from you. Assert your authority in the comments below. I command my mind. Fifth principle, commence with strength, conclude with greater strength. There is a concept in science called momentum. An object in movement remains in movement, and the same is valid for your existence. How you commence your morning generates momentum that carries you through the whole day. If you commence gradually, diverted and half-hearted, that energy follows you. But if you commence with strength, with clearness, with concentration, with action, you construct a force that is difficult to halt. These thinkers comprehended this profoundly. They did not wait to feel inspired. They did not wait for motivation. They acted initially, and the energy followed. A philosopher wrote, "Start immediately to live and treat each separate day as a separate life." That means you do not gently enter your day. You do not prepare for it. You address it. Not with strain or hostility, but with purpose. You decide what is most significant. And you do that initially, not later. Not when you feel like it, initially. Because when you succeed in your morning, you succeed in your day. And when you succeed in your day, you succeed in your existence. Is it that straightforward? Commencing with strength does not mean you must do something enormous. It means you do something significant. Perhaps it is 10 minutes of reading. Perhaps it is physical activity. Perhaps it is writing. Perhaps it is addressing the most difficult duty on your list while your mind is still fresh. Whatever it is, it should be something that makes you feel like you have already succeeded before most individuals have even started. These thinkers referred to this as practicing moral excellence, performing the correct action even when it is difficult, particularly when it is difficult. But here is the crucial point. Commencing with strength is only half the struggle. You also must conclude with greater strength. Many individuals commence with intensity and diminish by midday. They make grand plans and abandon them partially completed. These thinkers despised that. They had faith in perseverance, in steadiness, in completing what they started. An emperor stated that you should simply perform the correct action. The remainder is irrelevant. It is not about being showy. It is about being loyal to your obligations. It is about performing what you stated you would perform, even when nobody is observing, even when it is tedious, even when it is difficult. Every morning, ask yourself 2 questions. How will I commence today? And how will I conclude today? Because the reality is that a powerful commencement with a feeble conclusion is merely squandered capacity. But a powerful commencement with a powerful conclusion, that is how you construct an existence you respect. That is how you construct training. That is how you become unstoppable. Commence with strength. Remain strong. Conclude with greater strength. State your intention. Comment. I complete what I commence. 6th principle. Act immediately. Do not delay. Postponement is a quiet destroyer. It does not shout at you. It does not declare itself. It merely murmurs, you can perform it later. And before you realize it, it later becomes never. These thinkers had no tolerance for delay. They comprehended that time is the one thing you can never recover. An emperor cautioned, "Consider yourself as no longer living. You have lived your existence. Now, utilize what remains and live it correctly." That is not gloomy. That is immediacy. That is an alert. Because every moment you spend waiting is a moment you will never witness again. Most individuals wait for the ideal circumstances. They wait to feel prepared. They wait for additional time, additional funds, additional confidence. But here is the reality. Ideal never arrives. And while you are waiting, existence is passing you by. A philosopher said, "While we wait for existence, existence passes." You do not need to be prepared. You do not need to have everything determined. You simply need to start right now, this morning, with whatever you possess. These thinkers did not have faith in grand actions. They had faith in minor, steady actions. They had faith in performing what you can with what you have where you are. Action is the remedy for anxiety. When you are trapped in your thoughts, overanalyzing, worrying, picturing worst-case situations, action penetrates through all of it. It is irrelevant if the action is ideal. It merely matters that you move because movement generates clarity. Movement generates momentum, and momentum generates outcomes. The longer you wait, the more difficult it becomes. The more you contemplate performing something, the more reasons you discover not to perform it. But when you act, instantly, you do not provide dread an opportunity to convince you otherwise. A philosopher taught, "No significant thing is formed instantly." But here is the point. Significant things are formed through instant, repeated action. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Every morning is a chance to practice immediacy, to stop bargaining with yourself, to stop creating justifications, to stop stating, "I will perform it later," and simply perform it now. It does not have to be significant. Arrange your bedding, take a cool rinse, write 1 line, perform 10 exercises. Simply act, because action constructs trust in yourself. And when you trust yourself to follow through, you become unstoppable. Waiting feels secure, but it is a snare. It is the illusion of command. You believe you are being cautious, being intelligent, being tactical, but truly you are merely frightened, and that is acceptable. Dread is human, but you do not have to obey it. These thinkers taught that courage is not the lack of dread. It is action in the presence of dread. Therefore, experience the dread, recognize it, and then perform the action regardless. Act now, not because you feel like it, but because you are someone who acts. Because you are someone who does not wait for authorization from existence. You seize it. Demonstrate that you are finished waiting. Type below, "I act without delay." 7th principle. Concentration provides you with vitality. Here is something most individuals misunderstand. They believe they require vitality to concentrate. But the reality is that concentration generates vitality. When your mind is dispersed, when you are attempting to perform multiple tasks simultaneously, when you are leaping from duty to duty, you feel depleted, exhausted, overwhelmed. But when you concentrate on one thing, when you pour your complete focus into a single task, something changes. You feel vibrant, you feel potent, you feel competent. These thinkers referred to this as single-pointed attention. They believed that the fragmented mind is the suffering mind. An emperor wrote that we should focus every minute on performing what is before us with exact and authentic gravity, not what is behind us, not what might occur later, what is before us right now, this instant, this duty, this breath. Because when you are completely present, you are not wasting vitality on concern. You are not losing focus to distractions. You are directing everything you possess into what is significant. And that is where authentic authority resides. Every morning, distractions are waiting for you. Your device, your messages, online platforms, the information, and other individuals' issues. And every time you yield to a distraction, you are surrendering a portion of your vitality. These thinkers comprehended that focus is a limited asset. You only possess a certain amount of it. And where you place it determines what you form, what you achieve, and who you become. Therefore, protect it, shield it. Do not let the world steal it from you before you even commence your day. A philosopher stated, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When you are multitasking, you are not genuinely performing anything well. You are merely extending yourself thinly. But when you concentrate, genuinely concentrate on one thing, you perform it better. You perform it quickly, and you feel superior performing it. Concentration is not merely about output. It is about presence. It is about honoring the instant you are in. It is about stating, "This is significant. I am here. I am not partially present. I am completely engaged." Every morning, decide on your concentration. What is the one thing that, if you performed it today, would make everything else simpler or unnecessary? Perform that initially. Provide it with your complete focus. No device, no interruptions, no divided mind, merely you and the work. These thinkers believed that moral excellence is its own compensation. But concentration. Concentration is your exceptional ability. It is what separates the individuals who drift from the individuals who dominate. And it starts the instant you wake with the decision, "Today I will be completely present. Today I will concentrate." Inform the world of your decision. Comment concentration with intention. There is a falsehood we tell ourselves that achievement must be enormous to be important. That, unless we are making massive strides, we are not making advancement. But these thinkers understood better. They comprehended that greatness is not constructed in one explosive instant. It is constructed in 1,000 minor steady actions that nobody witnesses. A philosopher stated, "Well-being is achieved by minor steps, but is truly no minor matter." Every morning you wake and perform one minor thing correctly. You are constructing something. You are generating momentum. You are becoming someone new. Contemplate it. You do not become trained by making one major decision. You become trained by making the same minor decision repeatedly. You do not construct strength by lifting heavy once. You construct it repetition by repetition, day by day. The same is valid for your mind. Every morning, you choose to rise instead of delaying. That is a victory. Every morning, you choose to commence your day with intention instead of browsing. That is a victory. And those victories, they accumulate, they combine, they transform into something potent. An emperor wrote in his private notes, You possess authority over your mind, not external occurrences. Understand this, and you will discover strength. He was not writing that for the world. He was reminding himself every single day he woke as the most authoritative individual in his empire, and yet he still had to practice the fundamentals. He still had to remind himself to remain concentrated, to remain humble, to remain trained, because he realized that minor, daily practices are what keep you grounded. They are what keep you rational. They are what keep you resilient. Minor victories provide you with confirmation that you are capable, confirmation that you can follow through, confirmation that you are not merely someone who discusses transformation, you are someone who generates it. And that confirmation constructs confidence, not loud, arrogant confidence, quiet, unshakable confidence, the kind that does not need to announce itself, the kind that simply understands. Every morning is a chance to gather another victory, to demonstrate to yourself once more that you are the kind of individual who appears, who maintains promises, who does not surrender. Do not undervalue the minor things. Arranging your bedding, consuming water, taking 5 minutes to breathe, and recording one objective. These are not unimportant. They are the foundation. They are the construction components. And over time, those components form something magnificent. These thinkers did not pursue fame. They pursued excellence in the ordinary. They pursued steadiness. They pursued minor daily moral excellence. And that is what made them remarkable. Therefore, commence minor, succeed minor, and observe how those minor victories develop into an existence you respect. Celebrate your advancement. Write minor steps to guide me forward. Ninth principle: training provides you with liberty. Most individuals believe training is a confinement. They believe it is about limitation, command, and refusing everything enjoyable. But these thinkers comprehended something more profound. Training is what releases you. When you are untrained, you are a captive to your impulses, a captive to your feelings, a captive to distractions. You wake, and instantly your device commands you. Your desires command you. Your disposition commands you. You are not free. You are being tossed around by forces you never selected to pursue. But when you practice training, you reclaim the steering. You decide, you choose, you lead your own existence. A philosopher who was once a captive himself wrote, "No individual is free who is not commander of himself." He understood what authentic liberty signified. It is not about performing whatever you desire whenever you desire. That is disorder. That is fragility disguised as liberty. Authentic liberty is possessing the authority to perform what is significant even when you do not feel like it. It is being able to refuse temporary satisfaction because you are dedicated to long-term fulfillment. It is waking every morning and acting according to your values, not your impulses. Training in the morning creates liberty for the remainder of your day. When you commence with strength, when you manage the difficult material initially, when you generate momentum early, you are not anxious later, you are not hurrying, you are not behind. You have already succeeded. You have already performed what most individuals will not perform. And now, you get to move through your day with simplicity, with confidence, with peace. That is liberty, not the liberty to perform nothing, the liberty to perform what is significant without being commanded by dread, distraction, or uncertainty. A philosopher stated, "Most potent is he who has himself in his own authority," and that authority is not discovered in motivation. Motivation diminishes. It arrives and departs like the climate. Training is what remains. Training is what appears when motivation is nowhere to be found. Training is the connection between objectives and achievement. It is the distinction between individuals who imagine and individuals who perform. And every Morning is a chance to practice it, to strengthen it, to demonstrate to yourself that you are not commanded by comfort, you are commanded by choice. The paradox is this: the more trained you are, the more liberated you feel, because training removes the mental mess. It removes the guilt, the regret, the constant, "I should have performed that." You realize you appeared, you realize you performed your part, and that provides you peace. That provides you with liberty. Therefore, do not resist training. Welcome it, construct it, let it form your mornings, because training is not the adversary of liberty, it is the route to it. Assert your liberty below. Type "training releases me." 10th principle: you decide your day. Here is the ultimate reality these thinkers desire you to comprehend. Nobody else is arriving to rescue your day. Nobody else is going to make it meaningful. Nobody else is going to decide how you feel, how you act, or what you achieve. That is entirely on you. An emperor wrote, "Extremely little is required to create a contented existence. It is entirely within yourself, in your method of thinking, not in your situation, not in what occurs to you, in how you answer, in what you choose, in how you think." Every single morning, you stand at a junction. One route leads to reaction, permitting the world to determine your vitality, your disposition, your direction. The other route leads to intention, deciding who you are going to be regardless of what the world hurls at you. These thinkers lived by a straightforward principle: you command your internal world, and that is sufficient. You cannot command the climate, you cannot command congestion, you cannot command what other individuals express or perform, but you can command how you encounter it all, and that command, that is your authority. When you wake, you are not waking to a day that is already written. You are waking to a blank sheet, and you are holding the pen. Yes, there will be difficulties. Yes, there will be things you did not anticipate. But none of that decides your day. You do. You decide if you will be present or diverted. You decide if you will be thankful or resentful. You decide if you will advance forward or remain stationary. A philosopher stated, "It is not what occurs to you, but how you respond to it that is significant." And your response. That is your selection always. This is not about pretending everything is ideal. It is about assuming responsibility. It is about refusing to be a victim of your own existence. These thinkers encountered conflicts, defeat, treachery, sickness, all the most difficult things existence could hurl at them. And yet they selected to answer with strength, with elegance, with wisdom. They did not ask, "Why is this occurring to me?" They asked, "What can I perform with this?" And that shift from victim to active participant changes everything. It changes how you feel. It changes what you perform. It changes who you become. Therefore, every morning, remind yourself, "I decide. I decide how I commence. I decide what I concentrate on. I decide where I provide my vitality. I decide if today will be squandered or if it will be lived." Nobody can remove that from you. Not your superior, not your situation, not your past. You are the writer of your day. You are the commander of your mind. And when you genuinely own that, when you stop waiting for existence to provide you authorization and start providing yourself authorization, everything changes. You stop drifting, you start directing, and that is when you become genuinely unstoppable. Own your authority. Comment, "I am the writer of my day." So here we are. 10 methods to train your mind every single morning, utilizing the ancient wisdom of a specific philosophy. But here is the point. Understanding this does not change anything. Reading this does not change anything. It is what you perform tomorrow morning that is significant. It is whether you wake and genuinely practice this, whether you assume command of your thoughts, whether you release yesterday behind, whether you act now instead of waiting, whether you commence with strength and conclude with greater strength. These thinkers did not write philosophy to sound intelligent. They wrote it to endure, to flourish, to construct lives of meaning in a world that was equally chaotic, equally uncertain, equally difficult as ours, and they performed it the same way you will. One morning at a time, one choice at a time, one trained action at a time. An emperor stated, "Squander no more time debating what a virtuous individual should be. Be one." And that starts tomorrow. That starts the instant you open your eyes and decide that today will be distinct, that you will be distinct. You do not need to be ideal, you simply need to be deliberate. You do not need to have everything unified. You simply need to appear, because every morning you choose training over distraction. You are voting for the individual you desire to become, and those votes accumulate. They become habits. Habits become character, and character becomes destiny. Therefore, decide right now who you are going to be tomorrow morning. Are you going to delay and surrender your authority, or are you going to rise, assume command, and construct the existence you realize you are capable of? These thinkers believed that philosophy is not something you examine, it is something you live, and every single morning is a chance to live it, to demonstrate it, to become it. Therefore, take what you have learned here, utilize it, practice it, make it yours, and remember, you are not your situation, you are not your past, you are not your most difficult day. You are someone who is capable of greatness, and that greatness starts with training your mind every single morning. Before you depart, perform something for me. Press that like button. Leave a comment with one of the affirmations from today. Send this video to someone who needs to hear it, and join this channel because we are merely commencing. This is about constructing a collective of individuals who refuse to compromise, who refuse to drift, who choose training, strength, and purpose every single day. I will see you in the subsequent one. Now go wake tomorrow and command your day. Seal this dedication. Leave your final affirmation. Every morning I rise with training.